Hey bitches, Levi from Masculine Intuition Readings here. I'm feeling hot. I just went on this really dope power walk. I've been sort of doing these power walks lately. They make me feel really good. I'm trying to sort of get my 10,000 steps a day in, and it's been fine. You know, I'm trying to not be too obsessive about it, where you kind of want to, because I do kind of want to do that every day, but you know, sometimes you can't, and that's fine. But I'm a little bit hot and bothered. I'm a little bit hot and bothered. Still wanted to quickly jump on here to do a little video about a deck that I've had for a while now and that I really love. Which is kind of weird because you'd think I would hate it. And that's this. It's the Solitary Witch Oracle by Lucy Cavendish. I love Lucy Cavendish decks in general. However, you know, and I mean, I hope if she ever sees this, she doesn't get mad. But there is sort of this group of authors that kind of belong to the established sort of deck writing order, and she's a part of that, who sometimes do this thing in their decks where it's like, where you can kind of tell that this is the 20th deck they've written, and it becomes a little bit stale, and for some of them it's very early in their career already, and for some of them it's a bit later, but I did kind of feel with Lucy that things were growing a bit stale. And I don't know if, you know, if I was correct, but you can kind of tell sometimes by the spreads they choose, if there even are any spreads in the book. But, you know, like sometimes you can just tell a little bit. I kind of noticed that with some of her more topical decks, not dance, sometimes with her more topical decks, like the Mermaid one, the one of the Fairy Forest one, I think, not even quite sure, but it became a little bit formulaic sometimes. Excuse me. That's just me being a human. I can't help it. Which, you know, once again makes me sound like a total downer, but you know, I get it. It happens with every job. You know, and then when you get the spreads, you get, you know, the sort of the standard spreads. You get the 3-card spread. Sorry, sneezing again. Well, you know, and you get the 1-card spread and the 3-card spread. I've talked about this numerous times. This deck is kind of different. This is a really weird deck, and there's a ton of soul in it. Like, it's almost like Lucy Cavendish thought, I need to get back in the game. I don't know how the deck was created. This is with art by Lady Victoria. Maybe there's some info. Yeah, there's some info about the artist. Visual artist from Canada, found in her studio. It's really pretty, sort of like cutie, folksy art. The card quality, my gosh, like Blue Angel is such a great publisher when it comes to card quality. Look at these backs. I have never ever seen a foiled back in a mass market. Well, that's not true. The Yogic Path had it, but it's super rare to see shit like this in a mass market deck. And then also done right, so no mishaps, no mix-ups. And it's a gorgeous little deck. It is. The reason why I wanted to make this video is because it's, you know, it's a deck where it's very much a very guidebook heavy deck. So the card titles will not say a lot to you. Also, the art that's on the card, you know, sometimes you will get something out of it, but you're kind of forced to use the guidebook. For example, this one, she says she sleeps with the stars, which could mean, something about resting, maybe. We get the releasement here. This is one of my favorite cards. You'd kind of need to consult the guidebook when fretful times come. Some of them are a little bit more telling. The witch shows her daughter the moon. Ooh, now I've got the sniffles. But like some of them are like we're getting. Oh, so funny that we're now getting all of these that are like super obvious. The next journey beckons is very obvious. Wishes is very obvious. So maybe I'll do an immediately usable and a less usable pile. But it's just such stunning artwork. It transports me into this world. I don't know, a world that I love to be in, a dark world, a gorgeous world. I've always been kind of one of those people who propagated the fact that I dislike decks that are like this. I was always the biggest bitch when it came to decks like this. I was like, I want to be able to use it straight away out of the box. Give me, some keywords to work with because I like that. And for client work, I do prefer that. But to be quite honest, it's been a little bit quiet on the client work lately. I mean, we can all pretend to be super super abundant and like attracting customers all the time. It's been a little bit quiet. I can't lie. Like the last reading I did was like, I think 2 weeks ago. That's very quiet for me. So yeah, like when you use this for yourself, it's so stunning. Oh, it's the messages that Lucy writes in the guidebook are just so fucking special. Like, oh man. Like, look, this is a weird title, The Maiden and the Imbolc Lamb. But the art, like, can you see how deep and layered and gorgeous this art is? There's so much to see in here, and it's just... I mean, this is, by the way, not a flip through. If that's what you came here for, I'm very sorry, but I'm not going to be holding up this heavy as fuck deck and showing you every freaking card. Let's do a little usable, unusable pile. That's fun. Let's see. No, but this was a gorgeous message that I want to read to you later. No. Yeah, Sleeping with the Stars is usable. When Fretful Times Come. The Next Journey Beckons. Wishes. The Maiden, the Mother, the Crone. I have enough, like witchy knowledge for to use. Lunasad, Forgiveness and Justice. No. So this is very Wheel of the Year based as well. The Herb Garden. No. Magical Manifestation. Yes. The Crone in Winter. Kind of self-initiation, kind of transcendent amidst the everyday. Yeah, we can use that. Her Book of Shadows, The Milk of the Mother Flows, The Maiden and the Imbolc Lamb, The Garden of Hallowed Moonlight, no. Nearing Skyclad, no. And Sometimes She Changes. That one we can definitely use. Look Closer, She's Not Lonely. We can use that as well. Her Little Cauldron, no. There Are Other Conversations, yes. And this is one of my absolute favorite cards in the whole freaking deck. There are other conversations that we're, maybe not listening to. We got to pay attention. The Gentle Path of Inspiration, yes, we can use that. The Comforts of Friendship, yes. The Blessing on the Banishing Candle, no. The Witch's House, no. The 13th Esbat, no. Was She Once a Selkie? Once again, this is very much about, a gorgeous, another one of my favorite cards. Very much about longing for days gone by, how things used to be, like you can use that. Her Knowledge Runs Deep, yes. The Gathering, yes. Once Upon Another Time. This is absolutely stunning. Look at that art. Once Upon Another Time. So not right now, but it is going to happen another time. The charging of her wand, no. She's moonlight shy, no. Yule's night, no. Spells of rose and cacao, no. Ancestors and apples, no. Sweet Ostara harvest. You use the harvest bit, yeah. The spells from the hearth, did the dance of water, a broom of her own, the Beltane lover, the healing tree at Letha. So I'm really sniffy. Sorry, I can't help it. So let's hold these stacks next to each other. So the, at least to me, immediately usable stack is, whoops. Come on, Levi, stop being so messy. You can totally see the difference. So this is immediately usable. This is definitely 100% needs guidebook work. Let me read to you a passage of the guidebook of this card, The Company of Trees. And I need you to listen carefully how gorgeously this is written. This is card 31. It was so fucking stunning. Like, I just read it and I almost freaking cried a little bit. She felt troubled and restless, for her soul was yearning for the solace of belonging to Mother Earth and all her creatures. She knows she will find a place there, within the company of the trees. Within that green church, she has heard the voice of the great Mother Witch, who told her she was as blessed and beautiful as the forest. Within the arms of the trees, she felt unique, beloved, and a deep, unshakable belonging. She chose to watch the full moon rise one night, quietly in contemplation and exultation. She chose to feel into the pines and to simply observe. She did not think or even consider or was conscious, but was living within sensation, bathed in a light that had known other worlds. Blessed to be alive, her every cell sang with the gratitude that is its own kind of ecstasy. She felt the bliss of being in quiet companionship with the familiar who understands, who knows what she feels and why before she does herself. Their pact a comfort and the silence a friend. There is naught but the breathing in and out of the familiar and the trees, and the breathing in and out of every living thing, and the planet herself. And she begins to breathe and slow with them in unison. In a world that others would describe as fearful or lonely, she has found the wild peace of the solitary witch. Pines cleanse, and she feels like everything foolish and willfully fretful and vexatious is far, far away from her. She is untouchable in her peace. She is home, and her whole world is freedom. I love that. You know, just pulling a card and reading that guidebook entry is just something that you can literally contemplate all freaking day. And I love that so much. Like, if you do an oracle deck like this, where it's very card art title based and there's no keywords and you're forcing us to read something, make sure it reads like this. Oh, and then we get like, even if you're like not interested in all of that, you can just read the meaning bit, which says a time of tranquility and oneness, deep and true peace from a sense of belonging to the world, being loved by the world, feeling at home within the world and within the self, being understood by those around you, even if they are unlike you. And then we get a reverse meaning as well. A sense of being separate from those around you in the natural world, not flowing in unison with all that is, restless, unsure, unsettled. I really, really, really like, I mean, this has been out a while. Like, this is not a video where it's like, oh, this is like the newest of the newest shit. And, you know, like, most of y'all have already, most of all had this on your wish lists when it popped up on the new release videos of all them channels that we're all following, and you've already forgotten about it, but it's actually really good, and these are really good jumping off points for readings. Like I just said, I don't work with reversals, but if I were to pull this card and think, but I don't feel like this at all, what I would do is I would look in the guidebook, I would read this, and I would think, what the fuck, Lucy? This is exactly the opposite of what I'm feeling right now. So I would go to the reverse bit, and there I see these three words popping out at me: restless, unsure, unsettled. And I would probably pick a cool tarot or oracle deck. I'm thinking that US Games one that would work really well with this. I think it's called the something with the moon oracle. It's also very witchy, kind of looks like this. I forget the name. And I would probably pull a card for where can I resolve my restlessness, where can I resolve my uncertainty, and where can I resolve this unsettling feeling, for example, you know? Or if I wanted to know more about that, time of tranquility and oneness, the more positive, upright meaning, I could I could ask, uh, how can I add depth to this time of tranquility and oneness? And I could pull a card on that. I could pull a card on how can I deep and true peace from a sense of belonging to the world and being loved by the world. How can I how can I how can I apply this love of the world in my day-to-day life? And then feeling at home within the world and within the self, being understood by those around you, even if they are unlike you. How can I be more open to seeing this understanding of those around me? For example, something like that. Like so much to work with here. You could literally even like look at some of the words that pop out in that whole like long ass text that Lucy wrote. Like there's lots of stuff you can do with these decks. And I'm sort of kind of coming back from hating decks like these to now that my practice is more focused on me rather than other people all the time, sort of kind of loving this. Even if you like, because there are like 20,000 spreads in here that are all about, blah, 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 pulling 20 cards. I personally wouldn't do that. I would pull a card or maybe three tops and then use it kind of just as is, or if you are willing to spend a bit more time as a jumping off point to add more cards from different decks. But yeah, like when a deck that's so guidebook heavy is written as good as this is, I'm all about that. So Lucy also has a new one out. It's a goddess deck, which has like a really cool, intense, like deep system, it seems. So I can't wait to see what that one's like. But like my respect for Lucy Cavendish has, never really waned because I do love all that she did and has done for the witchy community, the LGBTQ plus community. She's an amazing ally. For example, she did the mermaid deck and she got a shit ton of criticism for including a card about Oya and then or Yamaya, I forget, and then having the image on the card be white, and the deck actually got reprinted with a gorgeous new illustration of a gorgeous black woman. Like she ain't half bad, and I'm really glad to see that she's back into her groove of creating really special things because she's really good at that. Anyway, so thank you for coming to my TED Talk. If you're interested in this, like this feels very this feels very autumnal. It's April now. I still enjoy using this. This is such a great value set. Definitely for when you are more into those meditative practices, stuff like that. Like contemplative self-contemplation, working on self. This is everything. So I hope you guys liked it. I sure as hell did. I love this setting. Like, I just got home from my power walk. Willem got back from the gym and he wanted to go for a little walk as well. And I was like, yes, bitch, go, because that means I can film in the living room. Loved filming here. Loved showing you this, and bye.